we are gonna update my mother-in-law's water feature for Mother's Day. So I built a water feature for my mother-in-law 2 years ago, I think. And when I first put it in, it looked kind of cool, but it's sort of fallen apart. And now that I'm looking at it again this year, I don't really like the design. I want to redo it. So we're gonna swing by my dad's shop to grab a drill bit that works in rock. And then we're gonna go up to my parents' home where they have 10 acres. And we're gonna dig up some rock to make a bubbling rock water feature for my in-laws. My dad's bus. So look, we'll do a brief explanation on this whiteboard of how bubbling water features work. They're extremely simple. So you have your ground, right? All you gotta do, you're gonna dig a hole. You're gonna put a liner in, or a tub if you've got a good sized tub. There's your pond liner, right? This is gonna be usually some sort of stand. If you pay to have this professionally done, they'll likely put in what they call void boxes. They're like a square cage-like plastic apparatus you can set your structure on, and then the pump goes down in it or next to it, and the void boxes hold water. Because to retain good water flow, you can't just fill this all up with rock. You need some sort of void or box or just open space to hold your water. This is gonna be your structure, whatever this is. This can be a statue, this can be a pile of rocks. This is just whatever you're gonna visually see above the surface of the ground that's bubbling with water. Your water's gonna flow from your pump down here in the water. It's gonna flow up through the middle of your structure, and so it's gonna bubble from the top, right? And then it flows down the sides. And then this has to be wide enough to catch any splashing. So if you've got some kind of waterfall here, or if it's just bubbling a lot and splashing out, you wanna make sure that the water doesn't splash out farther than your basin or your pond liner is, or else you lose your water. Inevitably, you do lose water to some splash, or evaporation, or if you put plants in here, the plants are gonna soak it up, or if you get dogs drinking out of it, you're gonna lose some water, which is why you want a void down here to hold water so that you don't lose it too fast that you come outside every morning and it's, you know, spitting bubbles because you're running out of water. You wanna have plenty of water in here. And then you can likely just top it off a little occasionally when you're watering the garden or something. If you got an in-ground irrigation system, you can run a spigot to it with like a buoy on it that floats in the water, so that when the buoy drops with the water level, it spits more water in. And then when the water fills up, it raises the buoy and closes the spigot. And this can be hooked up to like an in-ground irrigation system. I don't have an in-ground irrigation system, and neither do my in-laws. So we're gonna try to create enough of a basin that it doesn't run out super fast, and they can just top it off with the garden hose when they're watering plants. So we are here because my dad said he had a drill bit that drills through rock. And I don't remember where he said that the drill bit is. We live in a small town, and my dad has become good friends with his CrossFit instructor when he let his buddy borrow the drill bit I need, so I'm driving across town to go get it. Alright, we're back on track. Ran to my parents to get rock. Here's my parents' water feature. So they've got this Japanese maple kind of growing over the back end of it, and the back end of it is just up to the corner of the house, so you can't see the back. Don't tell anybody. This is just... So the water's coming up under that rock and flowing out, but look, it's only drilled through one rock, and then this just goes back down into where the pump is. But from the front end, you can't even see it.
day vlog.
Wait till we get to your parents' house.
Hazel had a nap.
So this is what I put in a couple of years ago, 2 years ago I think. It was cool in concept and I kind of liked how it looked when I first put it in, but it hasn't aged super well and I think it looks kind of tacky now. So we're gonna redo it with these rocks. But as you can see, like I explained earlier, this used to be covered. You can see there's a pump in a basin pumping water up through this hose out the top. And it's like the most simple water feature concept you can come up with. And this is Cassie's little brother Jeb, he's gonna be on the camera. So the rocks are set. They're a little wobbly, but I think they'll be okay for now. I might find a way to try to shim them a little bit to keep them from shaking. I'm filling it. We have this stuff to put around it. Are you gonna go play in it, Hazel? You like it?
I like the little rocks that I can pull on. Nice! Add your own little texture to it. Oh.
So there you have it, the world's most basic outdoor water feature, and it only took me a couple hours. Just about anybody can install one of those. I will note that after I left that day, Cassie's dad was able to take the pump apart and clean it and got a lot more water flow, so there was a lot more volume in it, which made it look a little better. And the water was dirty when I was there filming because I had just worked on it, and the pump will filter that dirt out and make it just look cleaner. But that's the end of the video. In the next couple of weeks, I'm putting this baby in as Cassie's water feature. So I poured this a couple of weeks ago. I'm still giving it some time to dry, and I gotta go get a pump and a liner and dig the hole. But this is the next big project. So subscribe and tune in, follow along, hit the bell if you want to get notifications, and we will see you with another video on next Tuesday.